Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. So I have two videos out, one on solving a 4x4 with basic method and one with YAL method. In the basic method video, I did a very simple technique for solving edges. We have orange and white, they both are on the top, and you slice over, do the edge flipping algorithm, and slice back. Now this works really well, it's pretty simple, and it can be used for all 12 edges. The downside is that it is pretty slow if you're doing it for all the edges. So I'm going to go over some more advanced techniques. Now, there's a lot of different ways of pairing edges, and if you have your own way, please put it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. I just think these are very simple and pretty easy to understand. So the first way is very similar to that, but instead of putting them both on the top, what you're going to do is put one on top and one on bottom. And then all you have to do is slice over, move it up, and slice back. And that was much easier. The downside is that it only really works for just a top face unless you do a few things different. Now before we go any farther, you have to know the different ways of moving edge pieces in. You could figure this out intuitively, but the two big ways is either doing R, U prime, R prime, which moves that piece to the top, or reverse sledgehammer, which is F, R prime, F prime, R, which now moves that blue and white piece to the bottom. And you should be able to do this on all the sides. So like this, or like this, and even on the back layers. Now this can be taken even a step farther, where instead of slicing back every single time, you just keep slicing over. And as long as you're inserting edges like I showed you, the centers won't be turned, and it's going to be okay once you slice back at the end. So what I mean by that is, if I set up this white and red piece, and slice it over, and move it into the top layer, I can still slice over another set, move that into the top face, and then once you fill that entire top face, you can just slice back. And I happen to pair up another one in that time as well. So you can also use this to solve two edges at once, or if you only have three edges left, you can use this to solve all three. So what I mean by that is I've got these two, and this edge left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up, and after I slice this orange and yellow piece over, I'm going to move this final edge into place. But what I want to make sure is that this blue and orange piece is on top, because when I slice back, it's going to pair that up. So for example, I'll move that there, and then when I take it out, I'm going to insert the last edge. When I slice back over, it pairs that up as well as the final edge. So this way works pretty well also, but if you're looking around the cube a lot trying to pair things up, it can take a little while. So I'm going to show you one other way that's even faster than that. So let me mix up the edges again. So what we're going to do first is just slice over. And now I see I have the blue-orange piece. So I'm going to find the blue and orange piece and move it to the bottom. Because when I slice back, it'll pair those up. But we're not going to slice back yet. We're going to look for the blue and red piece now. And it's right here. And I'm going to put it on bottom right here. Then after that, I'm going to look for that blue and white piece, which is right here. And I'm going to move that on bottom. So when I slice back, this blue and orange is going to match up with that, blue and red with that, blue and white with that. And there we go. And once those are set up, we can move those to the top face. And then we can do it again. So I'm going to slice over. Now sometimes this happens. You have one that's already paired up. So I just, before I do anything else, move it to the top face because I have some space left. And I have orange and white. So I find the orange and white piece, and I put it on bottom. Then I have orange and yellow. And like I said earlier, you want to be able to move the cube around without turning it. So here's orange and yellow, and I move that one on bottom. And then I have green and orange. And that one's right here. So I do the edge flipping algorithm from the back, and then I slice back. And that solved those three edges, and since I only had one edge left, it's automatically solved. So probably some people are wondering, what exactly do I do when I solve the 4x4? The main thing is, since I use YAL method, I'll have the bottom layer already solved. If there's any already solved edges, I move those on top. Then I do the method that I just showed you, where I utilize all 3 edges and move those on top. And then if I have 4 edges left, I'll do that again. If I have 3 edges left, I'll do that one I showed you earlier, where I slice over and replace that one with the last edge. And if I have 2 left, I'll do that one I showed you in the basic method video, where I slice, edge flipping algorithm, and slice back. Now, like I said before, there's different methods for solving edges, and I'm sure some people have their own thoughts. So if you have any questions or thoughts, please leave that in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedqbview.com for more news and reviews.